Hey everybody, it's Bunny Love. Thanks for tuning in and checking out my channel. If you could be so kind, please hit the subscribe option. I will be doing reality show reviews, just discussion on some of the cast members like this video here, and also cast member news. So whenever something current is going on with one of the cast members of any of the shows that I do review, I'll be uploading it here. If you click on that little bell, you'll be notified as soon as a video is uploaded. So that would be great if you could do that. Now, let's get into a little bit of conversation about Miss Maja. I'd like to talk about her a little bit. Her episode was pretty old. It's not recent. It's nothing that just came on a couple months ago. But at the time, I wasn't doing reviews or any talk about the cast members. But I'd like to have a little discussion about this one here. She is definitely a cast member that is so memorable. It's like, how can you ever forget her? She was definitely one of a kind. And I think what really grabbed my attention the most about this particular episode was how much of a baby she acts like. If I'm wrong, well, that's my opinion. My opinion is never wrong to me. But if anybody agrees, let me know in the comments. She was really something else. I mean, she was just a big 30-something-year-old whiny crybaby. And you don't see too much of that on My 600-Pound Life. Also, the way she treated her boyfriend, it was just horrible. You know, I'm in several different discussion groups for My 600-Pound Life on Facebook. And I just look through the comments, I read, just nosy, just poking around and looking at people's posts and stuff, especially about this episode here. And they were very hard on the boyfriend and even the mom. They were talking about how the mom and the boyfriend were mean to her. And I'm just like, I don't get it. It's the other way around. She was the bitch. She was the bitch to both of them. I feel like she had a very nasty attitude toward her mother, and she had a horrible attitude towards the boyfriend. I saw that completely different, along with how much she whines. It was just like every other scene was, she was crying. And I get it. She's got to be miserable in that body. That's a lot of weight. She was close to 700 pounds. But to be that huge, you ought to know that crying is not going to, well, every 5 minutes, crying is not going to get the weight off. Crying is not going to do anything to fix the problem. You got to fix the problem yourself. You have to work on it. You have to be the one to change. The crying's not going to do anything. Now, this particular scene here, when she fell out of the car, when they were, I believe they were in Houston at this particular time. They were on their way down to meet up with Dr. Now. It was either she was in Houston or she was on her way. They were at the airport, rental car, something of that nature. I mean, she was just very dramatic here. You know, when you are that weight, it's most likely that you're going to fall down. I mean, things like this happen when you're that big. But the way she carried on, it was just very dramatic looking. And I think that's a lot of what pushed Christian away. Not just her nasty attitude toward him, but just the fact that she was 30-something years old and she was always just over dramatic, drama queen, crying all the time. I'm sure falling on the ground when you're that size is very painful, and I'm sure probably very humiliating. We get it, but all of that whiny stuff, it's like, are you ever going to grow up? Like, really? Every other scene she was crying, like every other scene. It was truly getting old to me. And the boyfriend is just kind of like, really? Like, really? That's the impression I got from it. Well, here they are walking into the clinic, and they're on their way to see the doctor. She gets on the scale, she gets weighed, and she actually made the statement that she couldn't believe her weight was that high. Well, hon, you're almost 700 pounds. And you know how much you've been eating, so the fact that your weight is that high should have never been a shock to you. Well, they're in the doctor's office. They're talking to the doctor. These particular scenes here, Christian does seem to be a little bit more engaged than other parts of the show. Later on in the show, he didn't seem like he really was that much there. I mean, like he was there in body, but not spirit. Well, the doctor does his normal routine. He pretty much tells her what she needs to do, 1,200 calorie diet, blah, blah, blah. You guys know how it goes if you watch this show every week. She seemed pretty eager to do it, and she seemed like she was on the right track. But the doctor sensed some things, and that's what I love so much about Dr. Now. Very bright, very intelligent, beyond medicine. I mean, he's just got a lot of common sense, and he can tell that the boyfriend really wasn't supportive. He picked up on that. Well, when they came back and she got weighed in, he was surprised. The boyfriend was really shocked that she lost close to 100 pounds. He couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe it. And I think that's when he really, truly started to get distant, because he just was depending on the fact, in my opinion, that she wasn't going to do well. And she was excited, as you can see right here. She's just grinning. She was very excited about the weight loss. She actually did it. She lost all of that weight. And Christian wasn't happy about that, because he really didn't want to move down to Houston. And he was hoping that she would fail so that they wouldn't move down to Houston. That's just my take on it. That's how I'm looking at it. The guy was not happy with having to move down there. But she succeeded in losing all of that weight to begin with. And Dr. Now called that. He said it. You know, he's not being really supportive. And you can just tell by the look on his face. He wasn't happy about that news. Very, very disappointed, because he just didn't want to be down there with her. But she was just, excited and ready to embark on this journey. This particular scene here is what really did it for me. Right here, right here. She got upset with him. Very, very upset, because Christian was so distant that even when the doctor tried to talk to him, he wouldn't even answer the doctor. He just was not there, and was probably still in disbelief that she lost that much weight. This is the scene that really made me just, I couldn't help it. I had to label her as a crybaby. She called her mother. You're 30-something years old, and you're calling your mother because your boyfriend didn't want to support you. She tried to make him take the phone. Look at that. He just wasn't there. Mentally, he had checked out. He was not there. They go home, and she finds out that he ended up getting a bus ticket to go back home. He was sick of her. I mean, she was just angry about it. I guess she tried to talk to him and get him to stay, and it didn't work. It just didn't work. Dr. Now sends her to therapy sessions. She's talking to Lola. By the way, I just want to say I love Lola. I think she's great. She gets a lot of negative stuff on the internet. People talk about her wigs and her makeup. I could care less how she wears her hair, how much makeup she wears. I think she is an excellent, excellent therapist. She really helps these patients. She helps them out to the best of their ability and best of her ability. And she gives them excellent, excellent advice. So I just wanted to put that out there. I think Lola is great. And she really helped her. And she, in this particular scene, she gave Maja the truth. Maja did admit that she can be verbally abusive. And she's just mean and doesn't know how to talk to people and stuff like that. And Lola just pretty much told her that, can't be like that. You've got to change, or you're just going to run people away from you. That's some true stuff. That's some true stuff. So many people feel sorry for these cast members, and it's like, for what? I mean, yeah, they've got addictions, but some of them are just nasty. Some of them have the nastiest attitudes. You're not going to get support from people if your attitude is bad and you don't want to change. Something's got to give. So I really do feel that Miss Lola gave her some really good sound advice. Well, looks like Miss Maya is making some change. She has lost some weight even after all of that. Even after all that she went through on this episode, which a lot of it was self-inflicted. I mean, she did it. She brought a lot of that drama on herself. But the goal was to start losing weight, and she has. She's doing better, and I'm happy for her, at least for that. Okay, guys, that's my time. Follow me on all social media. My outro will have the information. Peace.